What does it feel like to taste freedom again in a world that's always been just beyond reach? For some, it starts with a trembling step into the unknown. For others, it's a burst of energy, a sprint, a leap, a dive back into the wild world they were born for. Today, you're not just watching a video, you're witnessing the moment everything changes. From cheetahs and sea turtles to wolves, eagles, and even octopuses. These are the moments of freedom, raw, real, and unforgettable. Dozens of incredible stories and one powerful message: nature never forgets where we belong. Stay with us, because the next moment might just take your breath away. A captive-bred female cheetah takes her first steps toward freedom, entering a transition phase that will test her instincts in a world where survival is earned, not given. Along the southern banks of the Victoria Nile, a new chapter begins. These translocated giraffes step cautiously into the Murchison Falls National Park, part of a bold effort to restore their historic range and secure the future of Uganda's towering icons. In the crystal clear waters of the Bahamas, the moment has arrived. A sea turtle ready to return to the wild where it belongs.
There's Alex! Alex is free!
Zanzi, a leopard rescued as a cub, spent years in captivity before the day came to return her to the wild. Sedated and transported under strict safety protocols, she was brought to a remote release site. And now, the crate door slowly opens, air thick with tension, as the wild calls her home.
Freedom after 7 years waiting to be.
This male greater one-horned rhino is being relocated from Chitwan to Bardia, Nepal. His aggressive behavior is a natural response to the stress of a new and uncertain environment, especially when he hasn't yet fully settled or felt safe. This female Siberian tiger, having spent months in careful rehabilitation, is now released back into the Russian forest. Instincts long dormant began to awaken as she takes her place once again in the natural world. After a year in human care, this giant Pacific octopus is released into the cool waters of Nea Bay.
Alright, we're gonna tip this bucket, get him out, and we're gonna put him right
Native
down
to the
onto
North Pacific, the giant Pacific octopus is the largest octopus species in the world, capable of reaching over 19 feet across. More than 600 white-winged parakeets are released back into the wild, rescued from the grip of the illegal pet trade. Highly social and intelligent, they are often targeted for their beauty and gentle nature, traits that, tragically, make them vulnerable to trafficking. Watch as this hyena eagerly answers the call of the savannah. After months in human care, the bald eagle lifts off, guided by instinct and the wind of home. 14 rehabilitated bear cubs are released across 5 different wildlife reserves, each beginning a new chapter in the wild. In the wide plains of New Mexico, nearly 30 pronghorn antelope are carefully guided into a specially designed fence funnel, an ingenious method that uses a series of narrowing barriers to humanely trap these elusive animals. Once secured, they begin a new journey to Santa Ana Pueblo, where conservationists hope to re-establish a species that once thrived on this ancestral land. Ten harbor seal pups relearn the skills they need to survive after rehabilitation, slowly reconnecting with the sea and their wild instincts. Harbor seals rely on these early lessons in swimming, hunting, and social behavior to thrive in coastal waters across the northern hemisphere. Fresh out of rehab and already causing trouble, this honey badger took one look at the cameraman and said, "You're my first target in the wild." After weeks of care in a controlled environment, the open wild is sensory overload.
As I say, very poorly.
New smells, sounds, and textures must be processed before they dare take a step. For these small creatures, caution is survival.
Under here. She might just be a little bit. They're very messy. And they're nocturnal. So, yeah.
Once teetering on the brink of extinction, this young Mexican wolf now takes his first steps into freedom, carrying with him the hope of an entire species. After a long journey behind cold metal bars, the elephant steps out, slowly, silently. The moment its feet touch the earth, it hears the call of water in the distance, a sound that stirs something deep within. A memory of wild rivers, of freedom, of a life once lived.
Can you tell which one was hers?
After a period of care and recovery, this golden eagle is finally ready to return to the skies. With wings outstretched, it soars once more, reclaiming its place among the clouds and cliffs. After months of rehabilitation, this Florida panther is finally returning to the wild, stronger, but still vulnerable. The Florida panther is a rare subspecies of cougar found only in southern Florida and is threatened mainly by habitat loss and vehicle collisions. In the rolling plains of Ucuela Wildlife Conservancy, these zebras burst into freedom, their energetic gallops and playful kicks a joyful celebration of life regained. This release helps keep the environment healthy by controlling plant growth and supporting other wildlife. Dozens of wild horses thunder into freedom across the sweeping plains of White Mountain, Wyoming. Wild horses in the American West trace their lineage to domesticated steeds brought by the Spanish explorers in the 1500s. Over centuries, they've adapted to roam free across rugged landscapes, embodying the spirit of the frontier. A mother northern river otter and her 3 pups were released into the wild on the Lumi Reservation once the young were old enough to thrive on their own. For the pups, this moment is filled with both curiosity and caution. As they venture into unfamiliar waters, they must quickly learn to navigate their new world and face the challenges of independence beyond their mother's watchful care.
Oh, your eyes are looking beautiful. Thank goodness.
She came from the edge of fear wounded, lost, and too close to human lives. Today, under the open sky of Kaziranga, the Bengal tigress reclaims her story as the wild queen of the forest. Having just stepped out of its crate, the vulture unfurls its vast wings, free once more to roam the skies. After months of rehabilitation, this lynx is released into the wilds of Schoolcraft County, cautious, silent, and finally free. Once pushed to the edge by habitat loss and trapping, lynx like this are now getting a second chance to roam the wild on their own terms.
Boy.
In India, a king cobra is being released back into the wild. Though feared on land, this elusive predator is just as at home in the water, gliding through streams with the same effortless grace it shows in the forest undergrowth.
A week ago, so he's improving really nicely. We didn't do it improve so quickly. So he gets to go to the bigger flight chamber. Boy.
Spider monkeys are fascinating primates known for their agility and social nature, but many species are now facing serious threats. Habitat loss from deforestation and hunting have pushed several spider monkey species toward endangered status. Protecting the tropical forests they call home is crucial, not just for the monkeys, but for the entire ecosystem that depends on these skilled acrobats of the canopy. In the rugged terrain of the Mineral Mountains, Utah, 51 desert bighorn sheep were released back into their natural habitat. They looked so excited, you'd think someone just told them there was a mountaintop buffet waiting. This northern fur seal, named Pee-wee, appeared hesitant and fearful as he stood at the edge of freedom. But in a sudden surge of courage, he dashed forward, embracing the call of the ocean. These pelicans, once rescued from the wrath of the tropical storm Cindy, are now fully recovered and ready to return to the wild. Storms like Cindy can displace young or injured birds, leaving them stranded, weakened, or unable to find food, making rescue efforts critical for their survival. Here, a mother beaver and her kit are released near Gros Ventre Valley, Wyoming. And just like any curious kid, this little one can't seem to stop getting lost. Maybe someone needs a GPS. This octopus was accidentally caught in a fisherman's net.
What? No. No way. I think it's beautiful. Look at him. Wow. That thing is awesome.
Without hesitation, it was quickly released back into the sea.
There you go, buddy.
Let's hope it masters the art of slipping past nets next time. Hundreds of baby turtles are released on a beach in Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh, beginning their incredible journey to the vast ocean. This release is vital because in the wild, only a few hatchlings survive to adulthood. Human help gives these tiny turtles a fighting chance against predators and obstacles. Here, 2 female cheetahs are released into the wilds of Namibia. With tails high and spots shining, they're ready to reclaim their title as the fastest ladies on the savannah. More than 800,000 Chinook salmon are released into California's American River, beginning an epic migration from freshwater to the Pacific Ocean. The release supports struggling salmon populations and helps sustain the ecosystem and local fishing industry. There's no feeling more powerful than the sharp, thrilling scent of freedom in the wild. Raised in captivity, this black-footed ferret is finally ready to return to the wild, an encouraging milestone for a species that plays a vital role in keeping prairie dog populations in check. Now, they're ready to show off their mountain climbing skills and maybe challenge a few hikers to a race. This great horned owl found itself in a bit of a mess after flying straight into a net. After recovering, it's back in the wild, hopefully with a slightly better sense of direction. For some reason, this alligator refused to enter the water after being released, preferring solid ground instead.
Yeah, I'm going with contact.
It took a little human persuasion before it finally realized the swim was non-negotiable.
Freedom!
The Scottish wildcat is one of the rarest and most elusive mammals in the UK. It was released back into the wild after being fitted with a tracking collar as part of a conservation project to better understand its mysterious behavior. Huangi National Park has just welcomed 3 new hyenas. Clearly, they're making the most of their newfound freedom. Enjoy your freedom, buddy. With powerful wings and renewed strength, 3 American white pelicans glide over the bay, returning to the rhythm of the wild.
They've been in there with our wonderful staff and volunteers at the Wildlife Center of the North Coast. We've had them since around July 1st, and they're free, back into their home. They're just looking around going.
A force of nature in every sense, the hippopotamus demands utmost caution during release. Every move measured, every moment respected. The mountain rat snake looks unusually friendly, calm, curious, almost charming.
Birdie dragon, mga ball python, mga bird. Kung mahilig kayo sa mga...
I'd be brave enough to release it myself, if only it promised not to crawl back up my sleeve. I don't know why, but scenes like this always touch my heart. They feel so beautiful and calming. This is a powerful moment. Buffalo hold deep spiritual and historical significance for many indigenous tribes, and returning them to tribal lands is a vital act of reclaiming heritage, sovereignty, and ecological balance. This spiky little introvert waddles back into the wild, fully armed and still not in the mood for hugs. Once clinging to life after a car strike, this red fox now sprints back into the wild, restored by care, resilience, and a second chance. A difficult and challenging journey couldn't stop this extraordinary team from freeing the orangutans, and every ounce of effort was rewarded by the joyful faces of those they saved. After months of recovery, 372 Magellanic penguins waddle back to the Atlantic from Brazil's Casino Beach, a record-breaking release and a powerful reminder of how far compassion and care can carry even the most unlikely wanderers. It seems this armadillo is enjoying its new home.
He's really mad. So here we go. There he goes.
Goodbye, and good luck,
Needs
Mr.
to go to
Raccoon.
the creek behind the...
A truly majestic creature. Powerful, yet graceful, as it steps back into the wild where it belongs. Each release is more than a return to the land. It's the resurrection of a legend that once shaped the heartbeat of the plains. Back in its rightful home, the sloth bear keeps forests healthy by digging for insects and spreading native plant seeds. Native to the rivers and lakes of eastern Australia and Tasmania, the platypus relies on its extraordinary adaptations to navigate and hunt beneath the water's surface. After months of careful rehabilitation, this charming creature is finally ready to return to the wild where it truly belongs. The koala gazes at the man with deep, soulful eyes, almost as if it's saying goodbye and thank you for the care and kindness it received. For 2 decades, these dolphins lived in a man-made pool, never knowing the rhythm of the tides or the vast blue beyond. Raised in captivity, they formed a rare bond, not just with each other, but with the zookeeper who became their family. But now, the time has come. The ocean awaits. With one final heart-wrenching goodbye, they must leave behind the only world they've ever known and take their first leap into freedom. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more amazing content like this. Thanks so much for watching.